Hello and welcome to another edition of Books as Artefacts. My name is Samina and I am the Honorary Librarian at the Birmingham Midland Institute. Today I wanted to look at some of the periodicals that we keep within the library. This one is called the Illustrated Midland News. This is from 1870. This was quite an expensive one because it was threepence. The others were only a penny for 12 pages. The difference between the Illustrated Midland News and the other periodicals, which I'll show you in a moment, is that the Illustrated Midland News looked at international events as well as local events. So there are some very fine etchings within this. This is a picture of Marshal Bazaine on the field, and he was part of the war that was happening at the time, and he fought in Africa, the Crimea, in Mexico, and in Prussia. So cuts a fine figure on his lovely horse. So within the newspaper, there's quite a lot of information on international events, so investing in the French national loan, conveying the French into Metz, and the Prussian bivouac near Courcey on the morning of the 16th of August, and General Ulrich. So this is what happened at the time, but there's also a good amount of local news. So what interests me most of all in these is the adverts. So here there's an advert for sheet music that you can buy. Sheet music was popularised by Albert and Victoria because they liked the idea that you could have a sing-along with your beloved after lunch, and these are the costs of the sheet music of the day. But just underneath it, there's an advert for tic, neuralgia, toothache, sciatica and rheumatism powders, which could well have been sugar, but we wouldn't like to say. And there's cherry toothpaste as well, which sounds lovely. And something about restoring your human hair to your pristine hue. So things haven't changed that much. So this is the Illustrated Midland News. And here we have, in the middle, an advert for Joseph Gillett's pens. Joseph Gillett ran a factory in the Jewellery Quarter, and he invented a way to produce steel pens at an incredible rate and incredibly cheaply, and made a fortune and had a factory, employed women, and is buried at in the Jewellery Quarter. So, and there's an advert for the Great Western Hotel outside Snow Hill Station, sadly gone now, but yes, the adverts are some of the best things in these periodicals. So, moving on to the more rare. Within the Birmingham Library, we have almost complete sets of the owls and the darts. These were satirical and investigative periodicals from the mid-1800s to 1911. The dart started first and became increasingly right-wing through progressive owners. The owl started a little later and remained steadfastly left-wing. So these are a little more delicate because these were a penny for 12 pages. So you could either club together with your pals and buy a copy to share, or you could, if you were rich enough, you could buy your own. And the paper of these is very, very delicate. So we tend to leave a stream of confetti behind us whenever we use it. But we do have an almost complete set of both of these. There are only 3 sets of these magazines in the world. One is here, one is at the Municipal Library of Birmingham, and one is in the British Library in London. So this is from Friday, August the 9th in 1889, and shows a picture of the garden party of Sir Joseph Rowlands, who was one of the great and the good of Birmingham gentry. And there's a picture here, tennis court. This is Lady Churchill, so that's, I expect that was Winston's mother. Lord Curzon and Lady Curzon, as in the railway magnates, and the Curzon Street station is named after him, and Mr. Rowlands Jr. So again, there's a nice bit of advertising there. Boys washing sailor suits, there you go. And also this appealed more to the general populace, so there were more drawings and there were more poems, and it wasn't of such high esteem as the Midland Illustrated. So the Electrical and Industrial exhibition at Bingley Hall. And again, more adverts, which is always my favourite thing. What we hear, nice bit of gossip. So things, again, haven't changed much. Adverts for what's going on. Circus, the Gaiety Palace, Prince of Wales Theatre. You need to buy your hat, pop along to High Street, Birmingham. The Metropolitan Whistle, as used by many a policeman, and not to be confused with the Borough Whistle, which sounds its own praise, available from New Street. So again, this is the front cover. So a penny for 12 pages. And here we have the Council House and the Art Gallery and the Town Hall, and the Birmingham Midland Institute was just to the left of the Town Hall. And again, more illustrations. This is the Examiner at Keighley Board School with a rising geographer. What is St Helens famed for? Beecham's pills, sir. Examiner aghast. Teacher convulsed. It was obviously a joke that was very funny at the time. So that's the Dart. And then if you give me a moment to pick the other one up. This is the Owl. So this is the one that remains steadfastly left wing. Again, lots of adverts on the front page. Shampooing, India rubber stamps, sulfaline lotion, which sounds like it cures everything. Some nice pictures of people. And a little bit of satirical politics. They will be 7, Birmingham Parliamentary Cattle Show. The people at the time would have known who all these people were. That's John Bright. I'm not sure who the others are. That's Chamberlain. There's another one there. So, and it says here, it was printed in Moore Street. So again, very strongly Birmingham based. And this would have appealed to people who couldn't necessarily read as well. But then there were things for those who could. So again, very like Private Eye is now. More pictures. And then the last one I want to show you is the Gridiron. The Gridiron didn't continue for as long as the other two. It went on for about 6 or 7 years, and this is the only copy of the Gridiron left in the world, as far as we know. Again, a penny for 6 pages. Rather scary picture of John Bright, who was elected MP for Birmingham in August in 1857. And again, chops and steaks. Birmingham is the largest constituency in the kingdom. Number of voters in the Birmingham Register, 65,506. On the Liverpool Register, a mere 61,026. So again, bit of gossip, bit of politics, and more adverts. So people think that people weren't as informed in previous times as we are now, and I would say that that is wrong, because there are There were many, many, many different periodicals and pamphlets that were produced from the Georgian times onwards, and people would sit in coffee houses and discuss what was going on. So people were well informed as to what was going on, which is always a good thing. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.